Are you still using spreadsheets to manage waste data? If so, this conversation is for you. I'm here with Michael Aubin, CEO of Via Analytics, and we're talking about how companies can improve waste performance and reduce costs. Michael, can you start by telling us a little bit about Via Analytics?
Thank you, Stacy. I'm happy to. Via Analytics is a data analytics platform that helps companies manage all of their waste and diverted materials, not just recycling, but also donations, reuse, and anything else kept out of a landfill. So instead of juggling messy spreadsheets, teams get clean, centralized data and reports they can actually use. It makes it easier to track performance, cut costs, and stay on top of compliance with reliable, standardized data behind it all.
Great. And you mentioned controlling costs. Can you deep dive that a little bit?
Absolutely. Waste hauling or waste removal costs are very expensive and they're not going down. They're going to continue to go up. Many companies are overspending without even realizing it, simply because they lack the data clarity to catch inefficiencies or billing issues. So, by improving tracking and standardizing reporting, we've seen clients lower their waste related costs significantly, often just by having better oversight.
That's a huge deal. And of course, there are environmental benefits too, I'm sure, right?
Absolutely. The climate problem is not going away, and landfills are a major contributor to the climate problem. 17% of the methane greenhouse gas emissions come from landfills, and they're bad in many other ways. Reducing waste sent to the landfills will have a positive impact and lower those greenhouse gas emissions. But even for companies that are less focused on sustainability, there's a clear financial incentive to reduce what gets hauled away. We have found that just a 1% increase in diversion rate can result in a 4 to 6% reduction in waste removal costs. And that is significant.
Hold on, repeat that. I want to make sure our listeners
A
hear that.
1% increase in diversion rate can result in a 4 to 6% reduction in waste removal costs.
That's incredible. So, what makes data collection and management so difficult?
I know you know this, that waste is complicated, much more complicated than energy and water. There's lots of different types of waste, lots in the waste stream. So, unlike energy or water, there's really no standardized format for the data. So, the invoices that come from all of the different waste vendors, haulers, recyclers, composters, e-waste, they're often in different formats. So, it's difficult to make sense out of that. So the materials are often reported inconsistently, and diversion is just one of the many metrics that you need to track. So spreadsheets, are very common go-to, but they're error prone, they're siloed, time consuming, and as the scope grows, so do the problems. Missed savings, delayed reports, and a lot of manual cleanup.
So, how does Via Analytics help companies move beyond these spreadsheets?
Well, we provide a centralized cloud-based platform. It's built specifically for waste data. It automates the intake of that invoice data I was speaking to, and it standardizes it and presents it in clean dashboards and reports. So this gives teams fast, reliable insights they can use to track trends, catch issues, and make important decisions with confidence.
And there are lots of key benefits, but what are some main standouts for companies that they might see if they switch from spreadsheet over to Via Analytics?
Yeah, I think accuracy, Stacy, is probably the biggest advantage. Spreadsheets, as we mentioned, are very error prone. So I think that the reporting that's done today with spreadsheets is not always accurate. We eliminate version control issues that come with spreadsheets, and we significantly reduce data entry errors through rule-based validation and error checking that's built right into our platform. The system can flag anomalies. It can show you insights. It catches formatting issues. It ensures the data is clean before it ever hits a report. And then there's the clarity of the data, which is just as important. Our platform transforms raw waste data into clear role specific insights. So whether you're an executive and you're looking to review trends, or you're a facilities person where you really need to get into the service details, we have all of those tailored reports, all based on a consistent database.
And I love that you can take a look at it through all the different filters that Via Analytics provides and the different lenses that equate to your role within the company and how you're presenting the data. So it sounds like collaboration is far easier too.
Absolutely. Our platform's cloud based with secure logons from users across teams or locations, and everyone is accessing the same data, which helps with alignment and accountability. No more digging through emails trying to find the current or latest spreadsheet.
Yeah, I've been there and done that, and it is very frustrating to find that last version of the spreadsheet that's up to date. So, how does this affect regulatory compliance?
Yeah, Stacy, that's a good point because we're starting to see more and more compliance, especially at the state level. We make it a lot easier. The analytics standardizes and documents the reporting, helping companies meet any type of compliance or regulatory requirements from local, state, or ESG related compliance without having to scramble each quarter or especially trying to get it done at the end of the.
Via Analytics has been around for over 6 years now and serves major clients like Bass Pro Shops across the country. That tells me that your platform is battle tested and scalable.
It is. We've spent all those years refining the platform based on real world use and feedback. It's reliable, it's supported, and it's ready to scale with our clients, whether they manage a few locations or hundreds of
So it seems to me that it's time for businesses to move past
them.
archaic spreadsheets.
It is time, Stacy. Absolutely. Spreadsheets require constant setup and maintenance, and they leave room for error. And we've built a platform that delivers speed, consistency, and confidence so internal teams can focus on the results, not data cleanup. There's a lot of good use cases for spreadsheets. Waste management is not one of them.
That's a big deal. So, is it hard to make the switch? I know some people who may be listening are like, okay, well, the tech is too advanced for me, but I feel much more comfortable sticking with my spreadsheets. What is it about Via Analytics that makes the switch a little bit easier?
Well, it's a software as a service in the cloud, and the user experience is awesome, very easy to use, and we handle all of the onboarding every step of the way to get you up and running.
All right. So, there's a back end team supporting you, not only with the tech, but customer service as well to support the whole team.
Absolutely.
All right. And where should people go to learn more about your company?
Best thing to do is just go to our website at www.viaanalytics.com and request a demo. We'd really love to show you the platform.
All right, Michael Aubin with us from Via Analytics. Thank you so much for joining. I'm Stacy Savage with Zero Waste Strategies.
Thank you, Stacy.
You bet.